Okay, so let's look at the saddest moments in your lives. So, for example, when your favorite character on your TV show dies. So sad. Or, when you wake up every morning and you realize you don't have a sharp jawline. Sad. You see, but the saddest moment of all time is when you open that envelope and you realize it's your electricity bill. You see, we are Enertire, and we are here to revolutionize this entire new renewable energy. So, power up your drive. The slogan says it all. My name is Keyshawn.
My name is Emily.
And we are the co-founders of Enertire. So let's meet the team. So we've got some students in University of Waterloo, Max, Jason, and Andy, and they're studying, different type of engineering, so software, electrical, and computer. And then we've got Raymond Wang, studying at Harvard University. Let me say that again. Harvard University. And he's studying economics and social sciences. And then we've got Nevi, which is our graphic designer and brand developer, and Amanda, who's our financial researcher.
So what is the problem? Well, currently in Canada, there is no source of affordable and practical renewable energy. We are here to change that. In Canada, 65% of our energy is renewable, and 63% of that is hydroelectricity. So you might be wondering, what's wrong with hydropower? Well, let me tell you. In order to manipulate such large bodies of water, ecosystems, wildlife, they're all being compromised in order to build those dams, build those power plants, and have those hydro lines installed. If we look at the other three options, solar, wind, and biomass, we can see that they make up 2% of the total renewable energy. Not only are these crazy expensive, but they're also really impractical because they're so inconsistent. When we asked our target audience what they thought about the affordability of renewable energy on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being not affordable and 1 being completely affordable, you can see that most of the results are they thought that renewable energy was not affordable. So this quote from a fellow Torontonian sums up the issue pretty well.
How do they expect us to think about sustainability when I can barely afford to pay my hydro bills? Tesla, solar panels, wind turbines? Those aren't for ordinary people like me.
So let's take a closer look at Canada's current situation. Canadians rely heavily on two things: electricity and driving. The average Canadian pays just under $2,000 a year for electricity, which is a pretty large amount for what you would consider a necessity. On the other hand, the average Canadian drives around 20,000 kilometers a year and spends $1,500 on gas.
So what if we can create a new renewable energy that is affordable, accessible, and sustainable? You see, Enertire is creating tires that as it drives, it generates electricity. I wouldn't drop the mic, but I don't want to break it. So, basically, after a day's worth of driving, the stored energy can then be transferred into home appliances or to power the car itself. Depends on what the car is. So you're probably wondering, come on, what is the science behind this? You gotta tell me. Well, don't worry, I'll tell you right now. So the science behind it might be kind of like, the words might seem kind of big, but I'll try to simplify it. So we're using something called piezoelectricity. So the yellow square, that's not a square, it's a rectangle-ish. So what you see they're basically piezoelectric sheets that contain piezoelectric crystals. And what the crystals are is when it's molded or compressed, it releases a net charge. That net charge is going to be extracted from a piezoelectric transistor, which then stores it into storage. So, it's so many words, you're probably confused. So, you know what? The main concept is that it gets compressed, the net charge is then stored into a storage system. Ooh, these numbers are actually going to amaze you. I'm not even kidding. So, the electricity generated by a single car, given that you drive 20,000 kilometers, is 4,266.67 kilowatt hours. So you save 4,266 kilowatt hours out of your average consumption of 15,000 kilowatt hours. So an average driver drives around 20,000 kilometers. An average household uses about 15,000 kilowatt hours. So take in, you're saving almost 1/3 of your electricity that you're using every single year. So you're probably wondering, okay, what's the actual price? What am I saving? You are saving $505.60 out of your $1,800 of your electricity bill. So next time you get the envelope and you looked at it, it's $500 less. And I'm not even considering how many drivers you're actually going to have in one household. Let's say you have multiple cars with this system. It's going to be multiplied of how much you're actually saving.
So So why did we choose Enertire? Well, we realized that Canadians are going to drive no matter what. That is a fact that we cannot currently change. So why not manipulate this to our benefit? Even by generating a third of the energy through one car of what we actually consume, we are still decreasing the dependence on these non-renewable and ecologically impactful sources of energy. So let's take a closer look at the market. So the demand for clean energy is consistently rising. Canada hopes to achieve 90% of its energy from renewable sources by 2030. We only have 12 years, guys. This is not enough time. Global investment in the clean energy is $325 billion. And in electricity, it's only $253 billion. So this isn't just in Canada. It's everywhere. It's internationally. All countries want to look into a sustainable future. Many countries are also looking towards Canada for sustainable and renewable types of energy. This will give us as Canadians a chance to step into the future and emerge as one of the global leaders. Global warming is a global issue, and we can only solve it through collective efforts.
So you're probably wondering, who are our competitors? So we have three main competitors. Oh, you've probably heard of Goodyear. So, maybe your friend or your sibling, or you might yourself have Goodyear tires. So yes, they are a good company. But Goodyears are currently trying to do a research into trying to use thermal electricity because a lot of heat is lost in the motion of the tire. So they're trying to use the heat lost in the movement of the tire to then power up its own vehicle. What sets us apart from Goodyear is that, first of all, Goodyear, the price of the tire is going to end up being 4 times more expensive, which is going to draw people away from not wanting to buy the tire. Our system itself only costs to manufacture, it only costs around $110, and we're selling it at a rate of $150. And that is just a system. And when you're looking at how much you're actually generating the profit, it is the start price for the system is you'll be willing to buy it. And then looking at piezoelectric roads, it's you might have heard of it. It's the same system that's being applied in California, and basically it's the same concept of the crystals being compressed, but it's so expensive. I can't explain to you. Like for 1 kilometer road, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars that they have to spend. So again, and also if they only drive on the one road, on the one street, they're going to be generating electricity for the street. So this is more personal because you could be storing the energy straight into your vehicle or into your home. So that's why again, with pricing point of view, that's another one that that sets us apart. And in Tesla, it's not a direct competition because Tesla, they focus more on vehicles that are very expensive. Like all of you guys probably want Teslas. Like who doesn't want Tesla? I mean, they look nice, but Teslas are very expensive. And what sets us apart from Tesla? Again, price point of view, and also that Tesla, it's only the car, you would have to buy a Tesla to, be sustainable and not spend gas prices. Where else, it doesn't matter what car you have. You could have any car, a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic, or you could have a BMW. It doesn't matter. You could still apply the system to any tire. So it's just the tire. It's not applying the engine.
Okay, so let's take a look at our target audience. So we are basically going to partner with dealerships, car manufacturers, and tire manufacturers to carry out the system, and our users would probably be all drivers. When we asked our target audience, would you switch to Enertire, the majority of them said yes. We hope to increase the number of people who believe in our system by doing brand promotion and beta testing before we actually mass produce.
So key milestones. This is just a quick overview of what we're going to do. So we're basically trying to first create partnerships, then mass produce, then we're trying to go into the international market. And again, financial projection. First year, we're going to focus on the beta testing, so not really focusing on branding. And as we go international market, we're going to try to we're looking at revenues in the millions.
So, looking at our next steps, we basically have all the research, and now we just want to produce it. So we're going to focus on beta testing and branding, and then ultimately our goal will be international expansion.
So again, let me say this again. Affordable, accessible, sustainable. $505 saved. That's a lot of money. To 4,000 kilowatt hours. That's a lot of energy. This is equal to a sustainable future. It's a total success. So you tell me, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
A lot of enthusiasm. Great job on the pitching. I'm exhausted, so I don't know how you must feel. Just had a question, wanted to clarify on how you're really using the energy that you generate through the tires. So if, say, I have a Toyota Corolla and I don't have an electric car, what are the steps for me taking that battery source from my car to my home to actually, get my $500 of savings?
So we're trying to plan to implement a power box, or in your homes how at the basement you have that huge panel that that controls all the electricity. Yeah, so we're trying to do a power box that connects the system to that. So as soon as you have an outlet, it directly, like, it first takes the energy from this, like, what you generated, and then it starts using the electricity that you actually, pay for.
Any idea how long that would take? Like, how often would I need to take that battery out of my car and put it into my home?
Well, currently we're looking into like around 4 batteries per car, and each battery can hold like 15 kilowatt hours. So 60 kilowatt hours is like the maximum that like your car can actually like hold. And approximately in a day, if you drive like 55 kilometers, which is the average, you will only be generating 11 kilowatt hours. So I think you could go for like 4 or 5 days without having to like remove and extract it.
So it's 150 is what you're going to retail it for. And then what's the installation? Can I use it with any tires? What are the modifications required outside of sort of the home modifications?
Yeah, so that's what we're also planning to like partner up with car manufacturers, so they can actually implement it into the cars itself. So you buy with the car, and since our buying cost is really low, all the installation is really simple because all they do is any tire, doesn't matter what tire. You don't have to buy the tire itself. You just have to buy the system and implement it to any tires.
Hi, guys. My question is related to your go-to-market plan. There's a little bit of, I just wanted clarity on your approach. It seems like you really are keen to partner with, it's a B2B approach, right? You're trying to partner with auto companies. But then you also talked a bit about, the home piece because you want to connect with consumers. So I guess I'm interested in a little bit more clarity on that. And as well, just a little bit more detail on the last mile of how you plan on having home energy integrate your product with sort of home energy generation. Do you have any insights on that?
Yeah. So there's 2 with the insights on the generating from the storage to the power box. So one of our main prototype or ideas that we had was the storage system can be directly inserted into like a sort of power box that has outlets on them, and that outlets that power box right there it's like wireless. You could bring it around, and like maybe for a TV you could bring it, or like a anything you want to use, you just bring it around and then plug it into the outlet that's on the power box itself. And that power box has the storages on there. And then the other question?
Your question about the going to the market. Well, basically we're going to partner with the tire manufacturers, car manufacturers, and dealerships. So basically when they go in for a tire change or something, they have a choice to buy our model, or they can just go to Canadian Tire to purchase our system, and then they can it's a very easy installation process. And then after they install it, the consumers are the ones that are benefiting from the generated electricity. Unlike the piezoelectric roads where the city is benefiting, it's more personal because you are literally able to take out the battery and apply it to your own home use. Does that answer your question? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job.